Hello, this is Mrs. Cooter here for your how-to tutorial with PowerPoint. You have a project using PowerPoint, so I thought I'd make a tutorial video. So this will be specific to this presentation that you'll be making for my class, for Spanish class, the artist presentation. So go ahead and open up the PowerPoint presentation, and it'll open up to a plain old page here. It has click to add title, click to add subtitle, but before we do anything with the actual presentation, let me show you the two tools you're going to use the most. First, that is Toolbox. You can see it right here. Click it and it'll show up. Hit X to go away, and again, click again, and then X to go away. And then Gallery, this opens up the menu a little bit more. It gives you more options for slide themes, slide layouts, transitions, table styles, and you can thumb through that as well. But those are the two main things that we'll be working with. I'll show you some other specific things, but before we got started, I wanted to show those two specific things. So again, you can click on Gallery to get rid of it, and again for it to show. Alright, so let's go ahead and start by adding a title. Frida Kahlo will be the title of my presentation here. It's not on the artist list, so I figured I'd use this for an example. So we have Frida Kahlo. We clicked to add the title, and then here it says click to add subtitle. We'll do that as well. The life of the most famous female Mexican artist. And that'll be our subtitle, and very well. Okay, but this is pretty plain. We don't like this, so we can click on the title again and double click to highlight, or triple click to highlight the whole thing. And then Toolbox, which we'll be using a lot. Once you've highlighted the text, and the text box is highlighted as well, click on the toolbox and it'll show you all of these different font options. You have the specific font type here. We're going to use Impact for this presentation. You can make it bold, unbold, all of these options. Color change, I like the black, so we'll leave it that way. And then size, I do want to make it a little bit bigger. It's kind of small for this page, so we'll make it bigger. And then we'll highlight this bottom part here, change it to handwriting Dakota, and the color's a little light, so we're going to make it a darker gray and leave it as is. Actually, we're going to underline this because I think that looks a little bit better. Good, so we have the text appropriately formatted, but the background is looking a little plain. To change the backdrop there, or to add a theme, which is the easiest way, I think, to format or give a theme to your presentation, hit Gallery, and then slide themes will automatically show up, and you can thumb through all of these different slide themes, lots of them here. Easiest way to customize your presentation, I'm going to go with this one here. Takes a minute to load, and there it is. So you have Frida Kahlo over here. Rearrange it a little bit, so it's good to pick your slide theme right off the bat instead of making your whole presentation and then picking your slide theme, because sometimes the formatting, maybe you don't want it over here. There's some other ones where it's at the bottom instead of the top. Maybe that's confusing. I don't particularly like that. So it's good to pick your theme right from the start so you know exactly what is entailed in the theme. Okay, good. So we have this here. We have this big yellow dot over here, though. I want to put a picture in it. So we can go to Google. I already have some pictures here, so we'll take Frida here, and with a Mac you can just click, drag, and click again to drop. So there she is, right there, and then you can unclick off of it and it's there. So that looks good, she looks great, but I do not like how the picture is formatted. So again, first let's get rid of Gallery so we can open this up a little bit. Click on the picture, click on Toolbox, and you'll notice that the toolbox has changed a little. So again, if you're clicked on a picture, this is going to look different than if, for example, it's clicked on a text box. So you see here we have all the texting, formatting options, and then picture options when you click on the picture. If you're not clicked on anything, it's not going to show you anything. So if you're confused why you don't see what you just used to format something, that might be why. Make sure you're clicked on something. So I have my picture highlighted. I want to change the shape because it's in the middle of a circle. I want a square in the middle of the circle. So we'll do this oval here, make it a little bit bigger by stretching the margins, clicking and dragging, and a little bit more to the right. Wonderful. Alright, so there she is there, and that's all I want to do for my picture. But let me show you some other options here. Cropping. Of course, if it's a huge picture, you just want to straight up crop it. You can click and drag the margins and it'll cut off the portion that you leave out. Transparent color, we won't worry about that. Brightness and contrast, that's, some people like this. You can brighten it up a little bit. I'll brighten it up a touch. Contrast, again, we're familiar with those. And then transparency, this is one that I do use frequently. Let's say I have a picture that I want to use as background, and I want text over it. I want to be able to see the text, so I'll change the transparency of the picture in the background to be a little bit more faint, so any words in front of it will show. And so let me show you here what I'm talking about. You've got the picture, and it's a little transparent. Obviously we can't see the picture because the words, because it's in the background. But if it were in the front, like I'm going to show you how to do in a second, you would see it much better now that the picture is transparent. So speaking of the text here, let's go to size, rotation, and ordering. And if you want to rearrange the order here, right now the picture is on top of the text, you just click on this here, and we clicked on the picture, so this is what it's referring to, and we want to bring it back. And once we've done that, the text is now in front of the picture. And again, you can, oops, wrong one, you can switch it again. But for this slide, it doesn't matter because the picture's way over here with the text over there. And we'll fix the transparency. We want to see her loud and clear. And we're good. We'll close this. And we're done. Okay, so we have our title page. Looks great. Now we need to add some more slides. So you will go to this little icon here and click, and you've got your new slide. And of course it follows the same, it continues the same theme that you chose at the beginning of the presentation. And again, pretty straightforward. Click to add the title. We'll do birth. Spell it right though, that would be wonderful. And then click to add text. That's what you're going to do for your presentation. I wouldn't worry about these icons, but just to show you, they've got these icons here just so you can quickly click to insert table, insert chart, insert smart graphic, movie file, other pictures, so on and so forth. So you have those options right here waiting for you to click were you to need that option. But for this case, we're just going to click right here, and you can begin. It gives you the bullet points already, so you can say born in Mexico City. Double click here, born in, let's see, 1907, if I remember correctly. And then so on and so forth. I'm hitting enter every time I want a new bullet point. So here I am at the second bullet point, hit enter, and I've got the next bullet point. So we'll just leave it as that. If you want to add a picture, you got to move this text box, makes it a little bit smaller. And then we can go back to our pictures here and pick one of her. Again, we'll just pick this one here. Be better to have one of her in her childhood, but for time's sake, we'll just use this one. And again, click, drag, and drop. And this picture's a little big, so we'll resize it really quickly. Make it a little bit smaller. And that actually is good right there, so we can put the picture in right there. So let's say this isn't the most fantastic slide in the world, but let's say we're done. Just keep going, new slide, and it'll continue the theme, and you can keep adding more and more slides. Okay, so here we have the final project. I changed a few things, but primarily the same thing here. So we have the title page, and over here on the side we have all the different slides. Here's an example here of the picture in the background being transparent, so the text can be seen, and we have the rest of the slideshow. So we're done here. Scroll back up here for presentation day. What you're going to do once you've loaded up the PowerPoint presentation onto the computer at school, what you'll do is you'll click on slideshow here, and then click on view slideshow, and then from there you actually have your presentation. And then you can't see here, but I'm clicking on the arrows, the up and down arrows, to go through the actual presentation. Once you've gone through the entire presentation, have those last pictures there. Once you've clicked the down arrow for the last picture, it'll automatically go back to the formatting portion of the PowerPoint. Okay, so this was the tutorial for making the PowerPoint presentation. I hope you guys understand it. If you don't, you can always seek help from me individually Thank you guys for viewing, and good luck with the presentations.